Hello, welcome to Wild Harvest Permaculture Garden. So I'm excited to share some of the things that we've had at work here for the last few years. Just trying to make the running of the tipi site a lot easier by utilising existing water flows, planting in lots and lots of layers and cramming everything in. So behind me, we've got lots of things cram-packed in. Not much space for weeds or water loss. So it's quite easy to maintain, but I wanted to show you some of the principles that we've got working here today. So firstly, we've got a use of lots of different heights and layers and plants that are combining different heights and layers. So here, you can see at the bottom, we've got a big wooden tub. I do like the wooden tubs. I find that they're better than terracotta. They don't dry out as quick, but yet don't get as soggy as plastic. So in the big wooden tub, we've got strawberries, herb robert, we've got self-heal, lots of lavender, and at the back we've got an apple tree donated by a friend. So they're growing up. And then I don't know if you can see at the top, I've actually got a runner bean growing up through the apple tree, using the apple tree as its support. So I've got a heck of a lot going on in one pot. So I'm going to show you some other things we've got in the garden. So here we've got my workshop roof, and it collects water, which goes into two big water butts at the back, you see up there, and then underneath underneath there you can see the yellow hose that goes from the water butt, and it goes into a pond, which does actually have a few fish in. Okay, just a few. Now the fish in a pond will add nitrogen through their gills and through their poop, and then what we do to water this cram-packed garden, I just come out with a bucket, dip it in the pond, get a bucket of water, and watering using a bucket directly at the roots of the plant, it just means that the water massively increases its kind of lushness, because of course the nitrogen gets passed on to the plants, as well as the water getting much deeper and kind of saturating the roots a lot more than it would with just a bit of a surface sprinkle. The next thing I'd like to show you is about making use of existing water flows. So here we've got one of our tipis, and then if you look at the bottom of it, got a little bed. It's only about six inches wide, but in that I've got planted hazel, we've got mint, lemon balm, and basically this is a self-watering bed. I literally never need to water this, because you see that huge roof. One of the principles in permaculture is make the problem the solution. So if you've got water that's coming into your property that really is causing a problem, say it's gathering, puddling, causing moss, you can plant underneath it. You don't need to try and fix the problem. You use that to water your plants and save you time and bringing extra water in. So we're on a water meter here, so the more we can utilise rainwater, the better. So yeah, self-watering bed using the slope of the roof, which is reclaimed Welsh slate, by the way. You see how lush that is with no input from me really. Then around the corner I've got something similar on the other side. You can see coming up to it here. This was a particularly tricky bit. We had a problem with the water there. It was collecting particularly bad, and obviously at risk of making the tipi damp. So I stuck a big planter under it, planted it out, and hey presto, we've got loads of lush vegetation mixed in. We've got hazel, mint, rose, we've even got silver birch and lemon balm, all cram-packed in. And again, it's self-watering, and it's solved the problem of the damp patch at the bottom of the tipi. Then you might be surprised to see we've actually got a bar here. But it's not an ordinary bar. We do have a lot of adult groups stay, and you know, they like to have a drink, so we've put a bar there. It's made from old recycled pallet wood, and then next to it, it's not looking particularly lush because we're at the end of summer and it has been raided somewhat, but It's our botanical bar. So the idea of this is, you find the sign there, look, botanical bar. It's a healthy way to drink. Basically, adding a plant to your alcohol makes it one of your 5 a day. Who knew? So when people come here with the groups, they can add, what have we got? Lemon balm and mint to the mojitos. And we've got rhubarb and lavender for gin. So the idea of the botanical bar at Wild Harvest is that we try to encourage people to use what's around them in lots of different ways. In this cram-packed tub here, we've got some kind of Welsh onion there, look. We've got loads of rosemary. We've got sage. We've got 3-cornered leek. So the idea is, if you stay here, you just have a rummage through and use things for your pizzas or your alcohol. But yeah, I'll show you again my runner beans climbing up my apple tree. There. So basically it's all about making use of what is around you. Whether that's the rain or support from other plants. But yeah, so a little bit of our permaculture garden. I've got one more thing to show you actually. Something called straw bale gardening. Now a lot of people call it hay bale gardening, which is slightly erroneous. You don't usually garden in hay bales because it's full of seeds basically, so you're just growing different kinds of grasses. So it's straw bales for straw bale gardening that you want. I've just got a few hours are literally covered now, but straw bale gardening is useful in places where you haven't got soil or you want things higher up. The thing about it is you do need to allow the straw to disintegrate a little bit inside, so you can add a little bit of blood or bone meal, even get somebody to wee on it. The ideal kind of straw bales actually organic barley straw, because of course farmers do spray things with glyphosate. So if you're buying ordinary straw, it's potentially got something like that in, which will make it harder to grow things in. So not impossible. When it comes to yields from straw bale gardens, I have found though that actually nothing beats raised beds. So it's a kind of second option really if you haven't got access to a raised bed or you just need something quick and easy. And it tends to, the things that do well in it are things that don't really need that much nutrition. I found nasturtium does really well in it. Oh, my chickens. So yeah, just a little look around Wild Harvest Permaculture Garden. Thank you.